Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I'm Yvette. I moved to the UK 2.5 years ago, almost 3, very soon is it 3. I might have to do something special for my anniversary. But today's video is about which EU cultures the UK should adopt and why. And these are from Reddit, because I love doing these videos. And so I think, you know, everywhere has something positive to offer. I've talked in length at the positives that the UK has to offer, but let's see what our neighbours over in Europe could offer us. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. You tell me what's something you admire from another country and you wish they did here. And remember to hit subscribe so I can see you next time. But we'll jump into it. Enough waffling, let's go. The first one, something I resonate with, the French prosperity to go on strike. They truly do go on strike for anything and they have so many benefits from it. I think they get like 9 weeks annual leave a year. Like, it's insane. And they don't pay any higher tax than we do, or like very like marginal. It's not like exponentially different as much as it is for the benefits. And they get like a day to move house, and they get like home visits from their doctor, and it's like they get all this stuff, and it's because they're just like kicking off every 2 minutes, and I wish we did it. Say what you like about the French, but their worker solidarity seems way stronger than ours. It seems to go after, ours seem to go after the miners' strike. Say what you want about the French, but they can throw up a barricade at a moment's notice, and I respect that. I agree. They truly efficiency. The Nordic approach to education and childcare. For those of us who are unfamiliar, what is the Nordic approach? I'm also unfamiliar. Summed up, there is an emphasis on playing outdoors, learning, and social relationships. They don't measure or test children. It's all about their well-being and development. And it's proven to work. And they have some of the best results in the world. So it's not about
the
like,
Scandinavian
I guess
world nicer than most homes in some parts of the country.
Standardized testing. That makes sense. And that makes sense with what I know about Nordic culture. Generally, they are living the year 3000 in most ways. A Scandinavian prison is like nicer than most homes in some parts of the country. So this is still under Nordic. Childcare is subsidized heavily, which I think that should be good, because I think the best thing you can do for a child is give them security and care. So like that is something I think tax dollars going to would be well spent. Learning to read and write starts when the brain is actually capable of learning to read and write. Fewer tests, exams, and point scoring system. More creative school options. Higher school budgets, especially for new tech. More free time and vacation to, have a childhood. Free university and sensible social investment. Very deep ingrained collaboration between universities and private sector, where students aren't cheap and disposable idiots, but respected and brought in as good investments. You can't buy the kind of passion that creates. Yeah, it just sounds like a very like wholesome way. This is why I think, I don't know if that necessarily falls under socialism, but like if you think of people as people rather than people as resources, it seems a much healthier balance for society. I don't know. You tell me. I'd love to have more of the French and Italian culinary over here. Much fresher food, local bakeries on every street corner. I agree, because as much as I love the UK chains, it would be cool to have a bit more local fresh things, and then you have a bit more variety. It's been so long since you could say, oh, there's a local place near me that does the best whatever, because if it's like a Greggs or a Gales or a Costa, like everyone can get that. So it's generic and not as special. I'm Italian, so I'm a little biased, but I agree. I also lived in Paris for 6 years before moving to the UK. There is one thing I miss of those days, is popping into a local bakery on my way home from work and buying a still warm baguette for dinner. Oh, good old baguette. Now I'm hungry. That sounds amazing, actually. I will say, as much as Greggs is good, it doesn't do the bread. The bread is not as good. Bidets, no contest. I do love a bidet. Also, robot toilets from Japan. Once you get a heated toilet seat, you never go back. Live in Thailand and eat a lot of spicy curries. I always miss the bidets. When I come home to the UK, if you've never used one, tissues only clean about 10%. Dutch cycling culture seems pretty great. It's good for everyone's health and the environment. I agree. I just wish there was more consistency around rules, but overall I like the concept. It helps that the country is almost flat, and a ring city like Amsterdam and Rotterdam is all close together. Yeah, I guess no one's going to cycle to Manchester unless you're like in it, Not pouring raw sewage into the sea. Do we do that? I didn't even know. Oh my god. Oh wait, no. Do I know that? Maybe I do know that. There's something in the back of my head that does know that. No, I do know that. Blacked it out clearly because I wanted to enjoy a nice day at the beach without thinking about it. Full adoption of the metric system on roads. I do think I understand the concept of imperial and everything, and how half society knows it and half doesn't. So we are in this like weird limbo period, but I think we should commit more and more to metric full time, only because that's statistically what the rest of the world is doing in terms of like you get the most commonality with countries. Interesting. So my mum was born in 1960, and so they brought the metric system into Australia in 1974. So she was like 15 or so she left school at that age, so she doesn't know metric. And Australia does not have any single imperial anything, really. Everything's in kilometres and kilos and everything. There's no miles or stones, but she only knows miles and stones. So I fully sympathise with only knowing one or the other, but it'd be good if we started moving towards metric rather than back to imperial, which I think, because I think only America's got the imperial, right? Freedom of movement, enough said. I don't have a passport for the EU, so it doesn't really affect me, but I hear you guys can. The outside cafe culture was nice to see as a version of it emerges in the UK during emergency measures, but I'd like to see it retained and expanded. I agree, they closed a lot of Soho and made like outdoor dining, and it was just like a nice atmosphere, and like, to be honest, the congestion charge is insane, so no one drives in centre of London anyway, so you may as well just have outdoor dining. Late night cafes, not just for drinking beer in. I agree, because I feel like if you go and see like a theatre show, it's like quite hard to get dinner. It's really annoying because it's like 7:30. Do I eat before or do I eat after? And I've got to travel in. It's like, am I eating at 4 o'clock? But I can't get a dinner table at 10 o'clock. So like a late night cafe would be perfect for that. In Denmark, they have Vikings as their little green men on pedestrian crossings. I never knew that. That's amazing. Maybe we can have David Attenborough or pirates in Cornwall. Somerset should have farmers. South Wales has miners. Norfolk has an extra finger on the hand. Savage. Soz. Norfolk. London has wankers. Accurate. Paprika crisps. Unquestionably nicer than any British flavour. That's true. It is like a massive like thing, but it's not. Paprika crisps aren't a thing in the UK or Australia. I never see them travelling. What is your favourite crisp flavour? Mine is salt and vinegar, and I feel like that's controversial these days. Someone said to take siestas, which I fully agree with. I think, well, to be fair, I'm fortunate because I don't work in an office, so I kind of work weird hours anyway, but taking breaks when you need them, I think, should be encouraged. We're not all robots, you know? In Denmark and other countries, it's normal to return bottles to the shopkeeper or to special machines in exchange for some of your money back. Even if you throw away your bottles, it's quite likely a homeless person will pick it up and make money somehow. That's a cool little like initiative. Help everyone. Also be good for little kids as well. You know, a bit of a, like pocket money. And the approach to multi-language coexisting. I think we're ignorant here. I think we're so ignorant to learn other languages because we're fortunate that English is the common standard and we don't bother learning enough in the opposite direction. I've got an Italian, a Roman friend, and both of which can speak perfect English alongside their languages, Portuguese for example. I can't say the same for their native tongues. Being multilingual is very cool and I regret not keeping my language studies up. I agree. I've learned very little of a lot. Basically just like, thank you, hello, and I'm sorry for traveling. But I wish I was multilingual. I've tried to commit to it a few times and life always gets in the way because as an adult, learning a language is so much harder than when you're a kid. It's just like your brain just absorbs. So I've got like a bit of French from when I did it at school, but like I wish I stuck to it. I did 9 years of French and like I can just count and say the colours. The French annual leave policy. That's what I'm saying. The French, they know, they did. They complain and they get. Outdoor street dining in summer, as I said. There's a lot around drinking culture as well, about like having social drinking culture instead of just getting blitzed. I think there's a spot for both, but yes, I understand the concept. But that's all for this one. It's a bit of a quicker one, I thought, just a little bit of fun, and I want to hear mostly from you guys for this one. So you tell me below, what do you wish we had? I stand by the leave policy of France. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more of this, let me know, and remember to hit subscribe because it helps me out a lot, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.